I'm back. Happy April, everyone. Welcome to False Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here from home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. I hope you guys have missed me because I have. 2 weeks gone, and man, has the first 1/4, yeah, has the first quarter of this year been horrible. Ugh, I'm so glad we're done with March. But we're 17 days away from WrestleMania 41 in Vegas. 17 more days. Man, is it going to be great. Well, I thought throughout the time we have together, I'll catch you guys up on what's going to happen with me. I'll say that towards the end of the program. Some updates about what happened on Raw and SmackDown, what we have at WrestleMania right now, the Hall of Fame, including the Slammies. Yeah, there's some news right now about the Slammies. I guess I'll explain that too, because I'm by myself this week. Hugo, with a family obligation, will be here next Wednesday. Yeah, this is a good Prince song. I agree. Uh, but yeah, so this broadcast is just going to be just a recap of what I've been seeing while I was on bed rest and give you guys some cool updates about what I'm doing this month. So I hope you guys can hang on with me towards the end here because I got some good stuff coming to tell you. This broadcast every Wednesday, if I'm not sick, at 5 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Follow us on our YouTube and Facebook channels at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and you can find this program afterwards on Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, Red Circle, and Podbean Podcasts. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting, and you can help donate stars, help support our channel, and support our company here. Patreon, so you can help support us as well at RI Broadcasting for those that want to be a supporting member of FCA Sports Unfolded or Going On Daily. We're also on TikTok at Rhode Island Broadcasting as well. TikTok. Blue Sky. We're also available to follow us at RI Broadcasting. And for those that want to be an advertising sponsor to help you get your name out there or help you get your name, your business, your reputation, your ad will be right over there. And it will be read so people will not only see it, but the audio version will be heard on Amazon, Google, Amazon, Spotify, Red Circle, and many more. For those that want more information, send an email to the man behind the scenes, Ron Rigo, at all one word, ribroadcasting.media at gmail.com. That's all one word, at ribroadcasting.media at gmail.com. Ron will send you on your way, give you everything that you need so you can join the family. With that being said, this broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Ron Rigo, Hugo Saraiva, and Rhode Island Broadcasting. For the use of our audience and any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited. It is given the express consent to be shared everywhere and is greatly appreciated. And yes, I do mention Hugo, even though he's not here, because he is now officially a part of our team. I also want to just real quick say a huge thank you because from the broadcast we had 3 weeks ago, we cracked over 600 views. It's been a while since we've hit that. But, we've had stuffs in the 3s and the 4s and the 5s, the high 2s. But it means a lot because your views build our growth and help us to eventually get to where we want to be. Share, like, subscribe, comment, view this out because the road to WrestleMania is closing window. That window is closing real fast. We're 17 days away. We're 2.5 weeks. Please stay on that ride with us. It's a hell of a ride. Sharing is caring. And I feel like that should be a hashtag, right, Ron? Sharing is caring. And I also want to take this opportunity as well to also tell you that for those that were also wondering about I'm Done with Sports with 990wbob.com, I finally got back on that too this week as well. I had the 2 weeks off from that show because I also couldn't speak. My health was just in really bad shape. I mean, my health was so bad. I actually, for the first time in my life, I actually had swelling around my heart that had fluid that as well as into my chest cavity, and it also limited my breathing pretty bad, and my sleeping was completely off. And talking for me was at a bare minimum. I was on vocal rest for as much as I was on in February too, and it was just a really sad, depressing situation, like really sad. But I can tell you right now that I'm back, as you can hear in my voice. I'm getting there. I still don't feel completely there yet, but I'm good enough to be here, good enough to be coherent enough to speak cleanly and fluently. Breathing's a little bit better. Not there yet, but almost. But I'm just happy to be here with all of you right now. No, you don't need to press mute. I'm fine. Vocal rest is singing rest. I'm on singing rest. I'm not on talking rest, even though I'm sure you wish I could be. But before I give you guys some surprises, let me give you guys some updates right now about WWE that I've been looking at over the last couple of weeks. I'll go from earliest to latest. How about that? So, right now for WrestleMania, for what I'm seeing, I don't know if the card is set completely because we're still 2 more weeks away from getting it finalized here. But WrestleMania is a 2 night event. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know that right now. There are 7 matches currently right now on the card, and it's a 2 night event for WrestleMania. Good news is we know what the main events are for both nights. Night 2 is obvious. For the undisputed WWE Championship, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes will be defending against the greatest of all time, John Cena. That has been confirmed, and that's night 2. But the main event on night 1 was confirmed on SmackDown on Friday. And I couldn't be any more thrilled for this. For those that have followed CM Punk's career, when he left WWE in 2014, it was politics, backstage problems, tension between him and the front office, and a non-negotiation agreement on his contract. Money wasn't correct. Litigations were put in place, and Punk tried to sue the company. And it all went back to something he said during the fall last year, 24. When I think on one of the Raws, he went to Seth Rollins and he said, "I loved where I worked. I just hated the guy in charge." Of course, he's talking about Vince. Well, let's just say that with the game Triple H running the show, people are a lot happier right now, and it's easy to see why. I mean, Paul Heyman at last year's Hall of Fame induction speech of his ceremony gave a pretty damn good word of it. And CM Punk is finally a WrestleMania main eventer. It will be him, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and the Visionary Seth Rollins in a triple threat match, and that's the main event for night 1. You do realize this is basically like the Shield minus Dean Ambrose, right? Can you guys think back to, I want to say, the late fall 2012 that involved John and Ryback? You remember Survivor Series 2012? That was when the Shield made their debut from NXT and got called up. Do you remember when Rock ended his 434-day reign as champion at the Rumble? And the Shield got involved because Punk used them to cheat his way to keeping the title. So in a way, it was Punk's idea for the Shield to get involved in his storylines and in his business. I just find it funny as hell that it's him versus Roman versus Seth as Night One's main event. Well, I guess things come around full circle then, huh? After over a dozen years. But it's fantastic. I mean, it's wonderful that Punk is finally achieving his dream with this. What I will say, though, is this. When Hugo and I have our time together over these last 2 weeks, the 9th and 16th, we're going to be diving deeper into the WrestleMania card completely. And we're going to look into our predictions, go over all that. Ron will give his as well. And we'll be ready for WrestleMania. What I will say right now about WrestleMania is the 2-day combo tickets, they are on sale right now. And I actually wonder if I could just look at this real quick as I'm doing that. Yep, the 2-day passes are on sale. And basically, it's a 2-day combo. So I just thought for just like craps and giggles here, I just want to tell you guys like how expensive this is. Like it's expensive for WrestleMania. I mean, like if you guys look at like the if you look like the best seats in the house, it's $30,000 for the floor for WrestleMania. The lowest price is $700 in section 119. Like some of these seats are like absolutely ridiculous for WrestleMania. But I mean, people pay it. But one of the funny thing about like all this too is that WrestleMania is a once in a lifetime experience for sure. But I think this is also why people buy their tickets months before because they get the prices cheaper. Let's say you wait till like 2 weeks or 3 weeks before the event. Why do you think they're so high? Because people buy them at the last minute. That's why there's something called a pre-sale. Because you save money. Well, I guess because of stuff like that, you got to pay to know someone, right? But yeah, that's WrestleMania prices. Speaking of WrestleMania weekend, the Hall of Fame. Bret the Hitman Hart is going to be the first ever wrestler in the history of WWE to be a 3-time Hall of Famer. And here is why. The inaugural Immortal Moment Award is going to officially be introduced. And it's Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret the Hitman Hart's submission match from WrestleMania 13 at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago. You guys remember that? That, in my eyes, was the beginning of Stone Cold's career of getting him to where he wanted to be. And I will tell you, that match was the beginning of the downfall of Bret Hart's career with WWE because of his at the time heat, real life, backstage and on camera with HBK Shawn Michaels. You guys know that rivalry, and that was the foundation that helped him create the S with Triple H. So funny how all things like come like full circle in that sense too. But a huge congratulations. So Stone Cold and Bret Hart, that's amazing. And then, do you guys remember when we did the FCAs at the end of last year? Guess what? The Slammies are coming back 2025 Slammies, the Fans Choice Awards, on Sunday the 20th. So they'll be doing this during the morning of WrestleMania. So voting's closed anyway, but it'll be hosted by Big E and Kathy Kelly. And the categories for the Slammies this year, going from up and down: female superstar of the year as well as the male, most memorable entrance, OMG moment of the year, faction of the year, tag team of the year, rivalry of the year, NXT superstar of the year, match of the year, WTF moment of the year, social star of the year, breakout star of the year. So just to go down the line with this, because I'll give mine, and then I'm sure Hugo will try to give his next week. Um, so be, to me, between the female superstar of the year, I think it's going to be between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. And I'm not going to name everyone on the list because I'm just going to say the ones who I think it is because I'm reading off the list. Um, Liv and Rhea, they're the only two in contention for female superstar of the year. Male superstar of the year, if I look at the last year, I think that's going to be between Cody and Gunther. I may even put Roman in there, but I don't know about that. But I think Cody's the top favorite with this. Most memorable entrance. Most memorable entrance. That's a freaking tough one. I mean, you know that every entrance Randy's had, the crowd singing voices. I mean, I put Randy and I put Cody up there too, but I think Jay could be a close second with that. Roman Rock, it's tough. OMG moment of the year, I think it's going to be John turning heel. I really think that's the OMG because no one thought John was going to turn heel until the pieces started to come together, but he actually did it and sold out to Rock. I think that's the OMG. Faction of the year, I don't know about that. OG Bloodline, maybe? I don't know. Tag team of the year, I think it may be Cargill and Bianca. Maybe. I don't know. But if I look at rivalry of the year, I mean, I think rivalry of the year is probably going to be Roman and Cody, or it's going to be Owens and Cody. I mean, that's the way I would look at it. Roxanne Perez, Trick Williams, NXT Superstar of the Year, that's a toss-up. Match of the year, I mean, that's tough. I don't know. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But the WTF moment of the year, R-Truth calls Triple H Ciampa. I thought that was funny as hell. I don't know. Like, that's hard. Social Star of the Year, probably going to be Drew McIntyre because of all the whining he does on social media. Breakout Superstar of the Year, I'm going to say probably Jacob Fatu or Braun. Well, we'll obviously have to dive into this deeper once we figure things out. But yeah, that's the major updates right now with WWE. So to wrap this up, here's some updates I want to give you guys too. Uh, Next week, stay tuned when I break this down for you. Do you remember at the end of January when I came on? I told you guys about the email I got from the Boston Celtics that I was asked to perform the national anthem on their autism acceptance night when they take on the Phoenix Suns on April 4th. Well, I report to TD in about 48 hours from now at security. I'm 2 nights away from the biggest performance of my life. And all I can say is I don't know what the outcome will be. I don't know what the aftermath will come from it. I don't know what could happen on the backside after I'm done when the night's over. All I will say is it's going to be one hell of a ride. It's going to be an amazing night of a memory I will never forget. But my mission is to ensure that this is not a one and done deal. All I will say is for those that have been following me on my Facebook or the ones that have been following Ron, stay tuned to that video. I don't know if Ron will. I'm hoping Ron will both see it and maybe share it out. The video will be up on Saturday morning, so if those wanted to see it, you guys will be able to find it. Hopefully, Ron could put it on our IB, or maybe they could share it. Um, but I've got Celtics on Friday. The Woo Sox's annual Autism Acceptance Day on the 26th, and a church brother is graduating as part of the Massachusetts Firefighting Academy class of 25 on the 11th next Friday, and I was asked to do the anthem at his graduation as well. So there's some pieces that are falling into place right now. There's some things that we're working in, but Friday night could be the domino effect, and that's what we're hoping for. Um, Once you guys do see that, if you guys could just share it out, help me get the word out, that'd be fantastic. All I will say is tip off at 7:30. If they air it on NBA, if they air it, it won't be on NBC. Sorry, it won't be on NBA League Pass because apparently the game is local. It'll be blacked out because of the fact that it's local. If NBC Sports Boston does air it, it will be at 7:15 because that's when the light will turn on. They never do it because they've never done it. Period. It's not like Todd Ainsley with the Bruins on Nesson and they do it for him. You know what I mean? What I will say though is for Autism Awareness Month, I know today's National Autism Awareness Day, but on a night where it's autism acceptance for the Boston Celtics, I know for a fact that with me having the disability, they didn't just give me this chance because I have talent. They gave me this because they know that I was the best person to help spread awareness of the disability, knowing what I've experienced in my life with it. But they know that I was the best one suited for the job. And it meant a lot to me knowing that an organization as prestigious as the Boston Celtics not only gave this to me because I have talents, but they gave it to me because they looked at my journey and my story with having the disability. They were touched by it, they were moved by it, they loved it, and they believe in me as a person. You guys know hundreds of people would kill to have a chance to sing on that logo. I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough to say I'm going to be one of them. One of the very, very few that ever gets a chance like this. All I can say is on next week's broadcast, I would love to give you guys the update about how it went, the results of how it went, and who knows, maybe I'll be coming to you with a major announcement of what happened after. I don't know. But nothing will happen until the performance is done. So next week's broadcast of FCA, the Celtics results of my anthem. Hugo will return, and we'll be officially at that point 10 days away from WrestleMania. So with that being said, on behalf of my co-host Hugo Saraiva and the man behind the scenes, the creator of RIB, Rodrigo, and yes, please spread out this hashtag autism awareness. Please spread this out too, and spread some love on people like me, because you guys don't even know the struggles and the trials that people like myself go through. What I will say is, to wrap up the broadcast, I was very fortunate and blessed by the God I praise and serve every day that I wasn't on a higher level of risk or situation with my disability, because I can't tell you how many people I've seen walking people in wheelchairs and not be able to speak coherently enough, not be able to walk properly or live properly because of the disability, because they weren't as blessed and fortunate enough as people like myself was. And what I will say is, this is the month to not only spread the awareness, but to spread the love to people like them. So all throughout the month, I'm hoping to give you guys some very special updates on that. And who knows? Maybe Friday night, some special memories could be there. I don't know. But what I will say is we're on the road to WrestleMania. The window's closing fast. And I can't believe we're going to be in the single digits after next week. So, with that being said, on behalf of Hugo and the man behind the scenes, the creative RIB, Rodrigo, this is Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you for the first time in 3 weeks from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of False Count Anywhere on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Great to be back. Great to be consistent. Hope to be consistent. And we'll dive back into everything once again. Happy April. Let's go Celtics. And yeah, by the way, happy opening day at Fenway for all you Red Sox fans as a member of Sox Nation. Just one side note. Don't hit the panic button just yet like you would with the Bruins. The Bruins, it's time to panic. Red Sox, they play 162. I get the struggles, but let's just get through April 1st. Because we're not even a week into the season yet completely. All right. Patriots, y'all know what to do. We're getting there. There are good things happening. All you in Bruins Nation, survive 11 more games, then focus on the Celtics in the playoffs and the path to the draft. That's all I got to say. Keep smiling, stay joyful, stay positive, and thank you so much for watching and listening. This has been Erik Dunn from Bridgewater, Massachusetts.